Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn, the traveling trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, and we've got another great woman out here also in Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Carrigan. She's a medical intuitive healer and also, by the way, #1 Amazon bestseller. She's going to be here in just a few moments, and I'm going to be asking her some things like about her latest book and all the things that she does to heal people. Before then, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and while you're watching today's video blog, if you'd be so kind as to like the video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family. So, when we return, we will have Carrigan right here on GoTarryn TV, and remember that it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. GoTarryn! All right, everybody, welcome back. And as you can see side by side as we promised, we once again have the medical intuitive healer herself, Carrigan, returning to GoTarryn TV. Catherine, how are you doing out there?
Hi, Taryn, and hi, everybody. Thank you so much for viewing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, likewise, thank you, Catherine, for having me on the Natural Healing Show last week. And I shared it with as many people. And I got a lot of really good positive feedback, by the way, on that. So hopefully you'll get some new subscribers on that. But that was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to come back on. But I'm asking you to be here today, Catherine, because as we were talking about, since we last spoke previously a couple months ago, your latest and newest book has come out. As people know who are watching, they know that Catherine is an Amazon #1 bestseller, and most recently, another book that's been a #1 bestselling in multiple different groups, by the way, The Difference Between Pain and Suffering, which I wanted to ask you about today. So, since the book has come out, Catherine, what's the latest on that? I mean, it's still hot, I've noticed. On Amazon, it's just soaring and doing awesome.
Oh, thank you. Well, Taryn, I wrote this book because the #1 cause of death for Americans 50 and under is actually now drug overdose. And many people know more about how to operate their car or their computer than how to get out of pain naturally. So we as a society really need to learn about how to use non-drug methods to get out of pain. So my book, The Difference Between Pain and Suffering,
there it is,
that anybody can use to learn how to get out of pain naturally. And the way that I think as a medical intuitive healer, when I look at a person, I look at your physical body, what's going on with your body, your organs, your muscles, your bones, what's going on with your energy system. That includes your acupuncture system, your chakras, your breath, what's going on emotionally. Now, emotions are very important when it comes to pain because suffering is your emotional experience. Pain is a physical experience. And emotions can really cause a tremendous amount of physical pain in the body. Many people are surprised just how much their physical pain is related to unresolved emotions. And then you have your mental body, which is your thoughts and beliefs. And many people believe that they can't get out of pain, or they think the only way is to, get surgery. Now, my father's a doctor, my brother's a doctor. I have great respect for the medical profession. But you know what? What you can do for yourself, as Taryn will say, as Taryn knows extremely well, is even more important than what the doctors can do for you. And my practice is full of clients who've had the surgery, they've seen the doctors, and they're still suffering. And then finally, there's the soul level. And in the back of my book, in the appendix, you probably can't see this, I've got photographs and directions of the 41 yoga poses that I use most often to help people get out of pain. So what's great about this, from my perspective, is people can call me up and say, hey, my knees hurt. And I can say, hey, do exercise number 14 on page 312. Do that and another exercise, and you'll be amazed just how much better your knees can feel. So again, the more that we can empower you to learn what you can do to get out of pain, people are really shocked how much natural healing is way more effective than drugs and surgery over time.
That's wonderful, Catherine. And it's amazing because not only more effective, but arguably more safe and also cost effective, and just a whole plethora of things where we hear where sometimes we end up worse when we go to the doctor and, just end up having them either cut us open or prescribe us a medication that we probably, don't need. Going back to what you just said, that was a staggering statistic too. And can you tell us a little bit more about this latest opioid crisis and problem, especially here in the Western culture, what we've been dealing with opioids?
Well, unfortunately, 91 Americans die every day from opioid overdose.
Wow.
And, very few people think, well, hey, I'm going to die of opioid overdose, or, I'm not a drug addict. Nobody in my family's a drug addict. Well, again, I feel that as a society, it's really very important that we open ourselves to the possibility of natural healing. So here's a real simple one. And if you're watching, if you don't remember anything I say, remember this. If you have pain anywhere in your body, that means you have inflammation. Now, 70% of inflammation begins in your gut. That means that what you eat, what you put in your mouth, can either cause pain or actually heal yourself and help you get out of pain. Now, I came up with a little sentence, and it's easy to remember because it's ridiculous. And the ridiculous sentence is, nobody in their right mind eats cats. Nobody in their right mind eats cats. So if you want to get out of pain, just remember that nobody in their right mind eats cats. So what are cats? Cats are foods that cause inflammation. So what foods cause inflammation? Caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and then what I refer to as the friends of cats, fried foods, and gluten. So if you want to get out of pain naturally, what you want to do is reduce or eliminate your cats. Now, if you've ever had actual cats, then you know that you are not in charge of cats, right? If you have a cat anywhere in your house, you only think you're in charge, but you're not. And caffeine, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, and the friends of cats, fried foods, and gluten, when you let them slip into your diet, you think you're in charge, but it's so easy to get addicted to the substances. Yeah, they taste good, but they cause a tremendous amount of pain. So when you want to get out of pain, again, you reduce or eliminate the cats, and you eat an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, what is an anti-inflammatory diet? First of all, Alexander Graham Bell, kind of brilliant guy, he invented the telephone. Alexander Graham Bell cured his own arthritis by drinking exclusively distilled water. Now, why is that a big deal? Regular water has particles in it. Distilled water is very, very pure, and it literally pulls toxins out of your joints. You can buy distilled water at Walmart or any grocery. You can buy gallon jugs. Here in Atlanta, I get Fontis water and this is not a plug for them, but you can get distilled water delivered. So all water is good, but distilled water is great when you have arthritis. And again, if you have any disease ending with itis, arthritis, colitis, you have inflammation. Itis means inflammation. And also anti-inflammatory foods, fruits and vegetables. Hello. I think I saw a statistic where only 12% of Americans eat enough fruits and vegetables. So if you're watching, then more than likely you could be among the non-12% who's eating enough fruits and vegetables. Increase your fruits and vegetables. You're going to feel better, have better digestion, lower your pain level. I myself am a major fan of juicing and making smoothies. Health nuts will argue about which is healthier, juices or smoothies. The true answer is smoothies. When you get a blender like a Blendtec or a Vitamix, and you blend up fruits and vegetables and make healthy smoothies out of that, you're going to give your body loads of antioxidants, which help to heal you at a cellular level. And the phytochemicals are very, very healing. You can use turmeric and ginger. So you can get turmeric and ginger tea. So a real simple thing to do is to get a crock pot, put some distilled water in the crock pot, wash some fresh ginger, slice the ginger, which is anti-inflammatory, and throw some goji berries in there if you want to sweeten it up. Goji berries are loaded with beta-carotene and zeaxanthin. They're the #1 superfood for your eyes. They taste good, and you boil up yourself some ginger tea. And whenever I have clients who have arthritis, I get them to cut out the caps and drink ginger tea on a regular basis. And when you make your own ginger tea, you're getting the gingerols, which are anti-inflammatory. And turmeric is the yellow substance that you're going to find in Indian food. And you can buy fresh turmeric here in Atlanta. You can buy fresh turmeric at Whole Foods, just like you can buy fresh ginger. And a really good, what I refer to as beginner juice, you get a juicer or a blender, you get some oranges, you peel the oranges, you get a lemon, wash the lemon. You can keep the peel on part of the lemon because lemon peel has pectin in it, which is really good for your liver. So you've got oranges, lemon, throw in some carrots, add some fresh turmeric and fresh ginger, blend it up, and it tastes really, really good. You're going to get loads of antioxidants and wonderful phytochemicals that are going to help reduce the inflammation. So whenever I'm working with somebody who has pain, I usually start with their diet because I can typically cut a person's pain level at least by 50% just by changing their diet. Do I like chocolate? Absolutely. If you like chocolate, get 85% dark chocolate. That is the chocolate that is best for actually raising your serotonin, which is the neurotransmitter that makes you happy, loaded with magnesium. So there's all these wonderful things that you can do with your diet. And, you know, when I sit there, as I'm sure you do, Taryn, and I take a health history of a new client and they're on oxycodone and they're getting injections from their doctor every week and they're in so much pain they can't even sit down. I talked to one lady recently who had to do her job lying down in a bed because she was in so much pain she couldn't even sit for more than 5 minutes. And she was on every drug you could think of and got weekly injections and was still in pain. It's like, you know what? It really is time as a society. You know, when we're on all these medications and we're still in pain, and when people are actually dying from the so-called pain relief drugs, it really is time that we need to think differently about things.
Good point, Catherine. And I like that, you know, that's empowering to be able to cut someone's problems and pain down about 50%, you know, half of their threshold just through nutrition alone. And I take it that is in the book as well, isn't it? You talk about that in the latest book?
Yeah. So in my book, I talk about the nutritional approaches, what to eat, what not to eat, right? And, you know, let's face it, we all want to do whatever we want to do. But when you are completely miserable and you're addicted to all these drugs that could actually kill you, and even if they don't kill you, the opioids set you up for anxiety, depression, and dementia. You have to set yourself up for anxiety, depression, and dementia when you could use natural means that are going to give you more energy, help you feel better, and even give you the extra energy to go work out with Taryn. As you said, right?
Yeah, but that's impressive, though. You know, I like how you cover all bases there, and you know, it's a big problem right now with latest things. You know, especially in politics with this whole opioid discussion, and they're taking sides on it. But what do you foresee? Do you think this is going to become a bigger problem in our country, or do you think the opposite, that they're going to get a handle on this and people are going to be educated and wake up and realize the detrimental effects?
I think that it's a financial problem, a health problem, and a
Yeah.
political. But unfortunately, lots of people have figured out that you can make lots of money by setting up these so-called pain clinics,
Uh-huh.
and they're basically just pill mills, right? And what I find in working with people is that it's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually think that you can go to a medical doctor and they can get rid of your pain, and again, please understand that I have tremendous respect for the medical profession. My brother's a doctor, my father's a doctor. They're fabulous people and they really help people. But if you are under the illusion that you can go to a doctor and get rid of your pain, you're probably wrong. Okay, now there are times when surgery is appropriate and we want to turn to the surgeons. But if there is something that you can do so that you don't get hooked on those drugs, so that you can do a few yoga exercises. I have had people in my office. I remember I had one lady, her first day seeing me, and she'd had severe back pain and had gone to a physical therapist every week for 2 years. She came to see me. And her first session, I showed her the exercise. I explained to her first of all, I explained to her why her back hurt, where the issues were in her spine. And then I showed her about 5 simple little exercises that she could do on her own to get out of pain. And she literally started crying. She's like, I cannot believe that I spent 2 years of my life in terrible pain. And this is, again, while going to physical therapist. I can't believe I spent all this time in pain when I could have just felt better,
Wow.
right?
Mm.
So, it really is up to people like me and Taryn to really educate people about how easy it is to take care of yourself and how easy it is to feel better naturally.
Yeah.
So
you're right. It is. That's what it comes down to. And so your approach, Catherine, for the folks who are seeing you for the first time, you hit both the physical wellness of your clients, but also you get the energy wellness as well, right? Can you talk about the distinction of treating one's physical wellness and then also their energy wellness, I guess you could say?
Yes, that's a great question. So first of all, as a medical intuitive healer, I work with clients all over the world by phone, Skype, and Zoom video conference. When I do a medical intuitive reading, most of the time, most of the people I work with, they've been in pain for a very long time. They've been sick for a very long time, and they really don't understand what's going on. So I start by reading their body, what's going on the physical level, what's going on in their acupuncture system, their chakras, and their breath. I identify the emotion or emotions that are holding that dis-ease or pain in place, the thought patterns that are holding the pain and disease in place, and what's going on also on the spiritual level. I think it's very important, again, speaking specifically about the spiritual level, that you understand, if you're watching this, that you deserve to feel good. Nowhere in any spiritual text that I've ever read does it say, thou shalt be miserable. And the more that you take care of yourself, the greater vitality you have and the more energy you have to be of service to the world. I myself am 58. I'm not in pain anywhere. I feel great. And because I feel great and have wonderful energy, then I'm able to serve at a really high level. So as a medical intuitive healer, basically I do 2 things. Number one, I help people understand what the actual problems are. And secondly, I do natural healing to empower you to be healthy naturally. And my prescriptions include things on the physical level, like stop eating your cats, start juicing, drink distilled water, and all these other levels as well, addressing the energetic, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. Now, you asked specifically about energetic. So in your body, you have 7 main chakras, and these chakras are energy plexuses that correspond to your endocrine system. Different experts also refer to as many as 26 chakras. Now, these energy centers can either be open or closed. They can be over energy or under energy. I just worked with a lady recently, just this right before this, on her thyroid, and looked at what she needed to do to bring her thyroid functioning at a higher level. And it was actually a yoga pose, restorative shoulder stand that she can do with yoga bolsters. Restorative shoulder stand is a variation of shoulder stand that you do lying down over 2 yoga bolsters. Shoulder stand is the most therapeutic of all yoga poses. So frequently I will write a yoga prescription and say, you need to, if you go to a doctor and say, take 2 of these and 1 of that, and I'll say, do these yoga poses, eat this, don't eat that. Here's the emotion, clear the emotion, and work with you on the soul level. But you have to understand that the greater your self-care, the higher level at which you are going to be able to contribute to everybody around you.
Very good, Catherine. I like that a lot of what you're saying sounds like the people have the power to do this themselves. It's not like something it's not rocket science or brain surgery. It's something that they all have the capacity as individuals to be able to take control of themselves.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm very much about self-empowerment and teaching you what you can do to feel good naturally. I do lots of healing work as far as energy healing. I'm a Reiki master. I do very advanced energy healing work. But there's a lot that you can do to rebuild your energy naturally. One of my other Amazon #1 bestsellers is called Unlimited Energy now, because one of the common denominators among my new clients is that everybody's tired. They're stressed out, they're burned out, they're exhausted. And when you're burned out and exhausted, you don't feel like going to work out with Taryn. Maybe you feel like coming to my Qigong class and rebuilding your energy. Then you don't feel like going to have a good workout with Taryn, even if you need it, right? So sometimes we have to take care of ourselves to get to the point where we can exercise.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yeah. And, Catherine, I wanted to ask you too, that a good transition right there with the Qigong, that you teach that and yoga and among other classes. I wanted to ask you if there's people specifically from the Family Life Center watching right now, if they're meeting you for the very first time. I know you and I were talking about getting Tad and everyone over there to get the classes going. Can you explain, I guess, a little bit about, an introduction of your philosophy with yoga, Qigong, and some of the other classes that they can expect once they get going and start working out with you there?
Sure. First of all, I've taught yoga for 21 years. I have 6 200-hour teacher trainings, 1 500-hour teacher training, and I've also studied a lot of yoga therapy. And my latest book, The Difference Between Pain and Suffering, has lots of yoga therapy in it. Qigong is like Tai Chi, only simpler. So people ask me, well, what is Qigong? And I'll say, have you seen the people out standing in the park doing simple flowing exercises? The word Qi means energy, Gong means work. And Qigong is very simple but profound exercise that you can do that balances your acupuncture system, that gives you more energy, and P.S. gives you a great workout at the same time. I've taught Qigong for many years, and I'm hoping to move my Qigong classes and then hopefully also my yoga classes to the Family Life Center. So when I teach Qigong, as much as possible, I teach it outside if possible. If it's a rainy day, too hot, or so on, we're going to be inside. Yoga, when I teach yoga, I've taught all levels of yoga. I can teach almost every kind of yoga you can name: flow yoga, power yoga, partner yoga, restorative yoga, yoga therapy. But generally when I teach an alignment-based form of yoga. so that you're using the yoga to heal your body. So the definition of good posture is the place and space where you're most biomechanically efficient. And what happens as we age is your body just gets a little warped. Sometimes you look at yourself and go, what happened to my back? What happened to my neck? What happened to my fingers? They're all twisted up. So when you do alignment-based yoga, you're putting your joints back where they need to be so that you can be pain-free and function at a higher level.
Very good. Excellent, Catherine. Well, we're looking forward to having you there. I know we've been talking with Tad and seeing about getting you there, and I think the members are going to be very curious. I've already had several clients who said that they're looking forward to trying the Qigong classes and wanting to take some yoga with you as well. So that'll be great. Let's keep pushing for that. That'll be terrific. So that's good, Catherine. And then going back to the book real quick, one more time, the latest book, The Difference Between Pain and Suffering. What's the best ways for folks to, get a copy of it and order it directly?
All right. So this is my 6th Amazon #1 bestseller. And if you go to Amazon and look up Catherine Carrigan, my name is Catherine, Carrigan, Carrigan. You can find all my books. I write about natural healing. And my website is catherinecarrigan.com and unlimitedenergynow.com. So I'm all about feeling good naturally. And if there's a way that you can do something naturally, that's what I do. If you need to go to the doctor, I'll send you one in a heartbeat. We love our medical profession. We love our doctors. We love our nurses. We love our physical therapists. But let's learn how to take great care of ourselves so we don't need that surgery and we don't need the opioid drugs.
Good point, Catherine. And, speaking of learning, too, I can vouch that, Catherine, you're a great educator. Catherine's been out to Georgia State University several times and has guest lectured and taught at my classes out there. And I'm hoping you'll come out again in January for the spring semester for our next course. So I'll definitely reach out to you for then. So if folks want to catch you on there, I think we've got some YouTube clips of some of your demonstrations and guest lecturing at Georgia State. And the students love you as well, too. I mean, again, you're great at educating and having them learn from everything you're teaching them, too. That's what it's all about. But well, Catherine, I guess that's great. We got everything out there. We plugged the websites and we got the book. So folks listening out there and watching, get a copy of it today, right now. That's #1 Amazon bestseller right there, Catherine Carrigan, here on GoTarryn TV, and we'd love to have you back next month, Catherine. And until we see you next time, enjoy the rest of your day, and happy holidays as well.
You too. Thanks, everybody out there for viewing.
All right. Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.